let's just start with take a breath. You know those drone shots you see?
Oh yeah, those sweeping vistas.
Hills opening up, paths through the pines, roads just curling along ridges. It looks so effortless.
Pure serenity, totally.
But then think about actually planning your last trip.
Right. The reality check?
How many apps did you juggle? Seriously. You've got one for ideas, another for chat, maybe a spreadsheet somewhere.
Don't forget the dozen open tabs for hotels. Lost links.
And the whole who owes who what confusion afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. The photos look amazing, but the planning, that's often a completely different story, like a digital scavenger hunt.
It really is a common frustration, isn't it? That fragmentation. And, you know, at its heart, travel is just fundamentally social.
Right.
The best trips, the ones you remember, they're not just about the place, but who you're with. And having a plan that just flows.
Yeah.
Naturally.
From daydream to actually doing it.
Exactly. And that's the friction Khojo is really trying to tackle.
Yeah.
They want to make travel, well, simple in how you do it, but significant in its impact. Meaningful.
Okay. And that's basically our mission for this deep dive then. We're going to pull back the curtain a bit on Khojo.
See how it works.
Yeah. See how it's designed not just to make planning smoother, but to kind of gently nudge you towards, well, better trips, more fulfilling, maybe more responsible too.
That's a big part of it.
It sounds like it weaves together that personal discovery, the social side, and making thoughtful choices, all in one place.
That's the goal. We'll look at two main layers today. First, the app experience itself. You know, the personalized feed, how it helps find your travel squads, the integrated planner.
The practical stuff.
Right, the nuts and bolts. And then second, we'll get into the really interesting behavioral science bit.
Good.
Specifically, how they use things like the East framework and self-determination theory to sort of quietly shape the experience, making those positive choices feel more natural.
Gotcha. So let's start right at the beginning, that initial spark of an idea. How does Khojo help turn that into an actual plan?
Well, when you first open the app, it doesn't just bombard you.
No.
No, exactly. They call it a quiet conversation. It's trying to genuinely understand you.
How so? What does it ask?
It gently asks about those things that make a trip yours. Like your pace. Are you a slow breakfast person or a sunrise hiker?
Okay.
Your budget comfort for, say, a weekend trip, when you could actually travel weekends only, or maybe those quieter midweek escapes.
Yeah, makes sense.
Even accommodation style, are you more into homestays or traditional hotels? And dietary needs, you know, vegetarian, vegan, adventurous eater.
Right.
And the app is clear. This isn't some kind of test. It's just trying to meet you where you are, understand what makes a good trip for you.
I like that. Meet you where you are. So it takes all that info, then what?
Then it uses that to curate your feed. And the idea here is clever. It's designed to be calm, useful, and really personal.
Not just a flood of random stuff.
Exactly. They say not a fire hose, but more like a handful of good ideas tuned to your life.
Okay, like what kind of ideas?
So you might see a weekend loop that's actually easy to get to from your city. Or maybe a 2-day hike with great views that fits your preferred difficulty level.
Things I might actually do.
Precisely. Or a budget-friendly stay that still looks cool. Or maybe posts from other travelers who seem to have a similar style to you.
Okay.
Plus, it adds these smart contextual bits, like suggestions under 6 hours from you, or maybe places that are good with monsoon weather.
That's helpful.
And, importantly, if your friends are already planning something on Khojo, their plans or chats will just quietly show up near the top.
Yeah.
So you can jump right back in. It filters out so much noise.
That sounds incredibly useful for finding relevant inspiration. But okay, say you find a great idea. The next challenge is often finding the right people to go with, right?
Oh, definitely. Coordinating schedules, agreeing on pace, budget.
Yeah.
It can be a real headache.
Total nightmare sometimes. So how does Khojo handle that social side?
This is where their squads feature comes in.
Yeah.
It has two main paths. First, there's your people. That's pretty straightforward, connecting with your existing friends, maybe looking at past trips you've done together.
Standard group stuff.
Right. But the second path is find your people. And this is where it gets quite innovative.
How so? Is it like matching?
Not really like swiping or a lottery, no.
Yeah.
They call it a gentle alignment of signals you've already shared.
Signals like the preferences I told it earlier.
Exactly. Your pace, your cost comfort, when you're free, your interests, even your planning style. Are you super structured or more spontaneous?
Oh, okay, interesting.
And before you actually join up with anyone, you get a sense of their vibe. Maybe a little note about how they like to travel. It's all designed to help small groups, actually.
Wow.
Well, gel.
Without it feeling awkward or high pressure.
Precisely. And privacy is key. You
Okay.
control what you share. The bigger idea is building connection based on how you actually travel, not just, liking the same photos.
That could remove a lot of the guesswork. Okay, so you found an idea, you've maybe found your squad. Now the actual planning. You said this is where the real magic happens? The trip planner.
Yes, the trip planner. This is where all those scattered bits, the chats, the polls for decisions, the links, the maps, the notes, the budget tracking, finally come together in one place.
Okay, tell me more. How does it work in practice?
It's designed to make decisions really effortless and add context. So imagine someone suggests a place to stay in the chat.
Yeah.
That can instantly become a quick poll. Yes, no, maybe. Everyone votes, the result gets saved automatically. Done.
Nice. No more scrolling back through chats.
Exactly. Or say you want to add a viewpoint to the itinerary. One tap, you put it under day 2 morning, and it might automatically show the estimated drive time, maybe even add a note like bring a jacket.
Smart. What about money? That's always tricky.
Integrated too. If someone adds an expense gas, a guide, the accommodation, even snacks, it automatically suggests how to split it based on the group.
Oh, that alone is huge.
It really is.
Yeah.
And that learns your group's rhythm. If you're clearly not morning people, it'll stop suggesting those 6 a.m. hikes.
Ah, okay, good.
It also gives practical context. Like, if rain's forecast, it might suggest covered viewpoints.
Yeah.
Or give more accurate drive times based on the actual terrain, not just distance. Or nudge you to leave early to catch a sunset.
So it's like a helpful travel companion built in.
Sort of, yeah. And then booking things, stays, guides, activities becomes a logical next step right within that plan, using trusted partners.
Seamless.
And importantly, they've built in safety and respect features. Verify profiles, transparency on who does what, one-tap sharing of your live trip details with an emergency contact, that kind of thing.
Peace of mind.
It just shows how integrating everything reduces that mental load, makes the whole process feel much more intuitive.
Okay, so Khojo clearly streamlines the mechanics of planning a trip massively, it sounds like.
It does.
But you mentioned earlier it's also about nudging us towards better experiences, not just easier ones. How does that work? What's the science behind it?
All right, this is where we peel back another layer. Khojo uses principles from behavioral science, specifically frameworks like EAST.
Easy, attractive.
Social and timely, yes. It's about making desired behaviors easier and more appealing. And also, crucially, self-determination theory, or SDT.
SDT, what's that?
Self-determination theory focuses on our core psychological needs: autonomy, feeling in control; competence, feeling capable; and relatedness, feeling connected to others.
Okay.
The key idea is that just making something easy isn't enough to change behavior long term. You need to tap into these deeper intrinsic motivations.
It's not about tricking people.
Definitely not. The aim of Khojo's game layer, as they sometimes call it, is to inform, not manipulate. To recognize your progress, not pressure you. To bring people together, not create unhealthy competition.
Okay, can you give some examples? How does EAST or SDT actually show up in the app?
Sure. Let's take visible progress. We humans like seeing that we're making headway, right?
Yeah, definitely motivating.
So Khojo uses things like points, maybe progress rings, little badges or graphs. But the feedback is meant to be informational, telling you where you are, not controlling, telling you what you must do.
Okay.
Think of seeing a progress bar like trail cleanup, 8 of 10 eco-actions completed. That visibility supports your sense of competence from SDT.
Makes you feel capable.
Exactly. And it creates something called the near-goal effect. We tend to accelerate as we get closer to finishing something.
Ah, right. I know that feeling.
So they design challenges with these short, visible sub-goals. You feel the progress, instead of just seeing a huge mountain to climb.
Makes sense. Little wins. But what about building real habits? That's the hard part. Consistency.
Absolutely. Which
Right.
brings us to habits over hype. Research shows building a new daily habit takes, on average, something like 66 days. It takes time.
It's not instant.
No. So Khojo's approach to things like streaks or routines is designed to be optional, forgiving, and flexible.
How so?
Instead of a rigid, don't break the chain daily streak, which can feel punishing if life gets in the way.
Yeah, that stressed me out.
Right. Khojo might track something like number of weeks you carried your reusable bottle. It rewards consistency over perfection. That flexibility protects your sense of autonomy. You're choosing this. It's not forcing you.
I like that. Less pressure. What about the social side? You mentioned EAST includes social.
Yes, gentle social nudges. We're influenced by what people around us do,
Yeah.
especially people we see as similar to us.
Social proof.
Exactly. So Khojo might subtly surface that, say, people in your squad are choosing local homestays, or that many users are reusing towels or bringing trash bags on hikes.
Not shouting it, just showing it.
Precisely. It's quiet social proof. And that's really effective at shifting behavior,
Right.
especially when it feels relevant to your context. It taps into that need for relatedness.
Feeling part of a community doing good things.
Right. They do use some micro leaderboards, maybe just among your friends for a specific challenge, but the focus is friendly momentum, not high-stakes competition.
Okay. And making the good choice easy. That's part of East too, right? Easy.
Yes. Making good choices easy and stick. This is where smart defaults come in.
Defaults.
Yeah, like when you search for trips, maybe the carbon light filter is on by default, or when you check out from booking something, maybe no disposable cutlery is pre-selected.
Ah, the path of least resistance.
Exactly. We often stick with the default.
Yeah.
It's a powerful nudge. Khojo says they use these sparingly, transparently, and always make it easy to opt out. You still have the choice.
Okay. And timely.
Commitments that travel with you. There's good evidence that making a specific commitment, especially an if-then plan, helps you follow through. Like the app might help your squad agree. Okay, if we reach the summit viewpoint by 10 a.m., then we'll spend 15 minutes doing a quick litter sweep. It turns a vague intention into a concrete plan.
It makes it actionable. It's fascinating how all these little design choices based on psychology can work together.
It really is.
But is there anything Khojo deliberately avoids doing? Things that maybe other apps do?
That's a crucial point. They explicitly state they avoid things like slot machine-style variable rewards.
Meaning?
Unpredictable rewards designed to create compulsion loops, keep you hooked in an almost addictive way. Psychology shows they can make things sticky, but Khojo draws a line between sticky and healthy.
Right. Healthy engagement versus just compulsion.
Exactly. They choose transparent progress, predictable recognition. They're aiming to build a community based on shared values, not, as they put it, a casino.
Okay, so if you had to sum up Khojo's core philosophy behind all this.
I'd say it boils down to maybe three things.
Sure.
First, make the good thing the easy thing. That's East in action. Make sustainable choices the most convenient ones.
Makes sense.
Second, protect intrinsic motivation. That's the SDT part. Design features so they support your autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Effort should feel like growth, not a grind. The reward should highlight your reasons for traveling well.
Not just external pressure.
Exactly. And third, design for truth, not tricks. Be transparent. Be accountable. Measure what actually matters, like real-world positive actions or reduced planning friction, not just empty clicks.
Building on that, you mentioned significant impact earlier. It seems Khojo views travel as more than just ticking off places.
Yes, more like a relationship with a place, not just a transaction.
So how does that translate into the app? Tell us about the Responsible Travel Initiative.
Right, the RTI, or Responsible Travel Initiative, this is really how Khojo tries to embed those values directly into the platform experience.
How does it work?
It takes those positive behaviors we often aspire to, carrying reusable bottles, choosing local guides or stays, packing out trash, respecting wildlife, and makes them visible and recognized within the app.
Recognized how?
As you make these kinds of choices or log these actions, you earn eco points. You might unlock badges related to responsible travel, and you build up an eco-conduct score.
A score, is that like a rating?
They're careful to frame it not as a performance metric to be judged on, but more like a quiet personal record of the care you put into your travels, a reflection of your positive impact.
Okay, a record of care. I like that framing.
And your peers, maybe within your squad, can sometimes even validate actions like, yep, they definitely helped with the trail cleanup. And seeing others engage can gently nudge positive behavior across the group.
So it reinforces those positive social norms we talked about.
Exactly. It really tries to answer that question. How can we empower travelers to actually leave places a little bit better? Khojo's approach is to make being considerate the easier, more visible, and more rewarding path.
Okay, so let's bring this all back home for the listener. Thinking about everything we've discussed, the integrated planning, the behavioral science, the RTI, what's the payoff for you, the user?
Well, the goal is less friction, right? Less jumping between apps, fewer lost conversations, less confusion over who paid for what.
More flow.
More flow, more trust within your group, and ideally, more mental space freed up to actually enjoy the experience. Look up at the sky, be present, and feel like it was a day well spent.
So you can go from discovering that perfect trip idea that really resonates with you
To easily inviting the right friends or finding compatible travel buddies.
planning it all without the usual chaos in one spot.
booking smoothly, and then coming home not just with photos, but with great memories and maybe the satisfaction of having traveled thoughtfully.
Yeah.
Khojo seems to have a clear order of priorities. Discover what fits you, find the right people, plan it seamlessly, book it easily, and woven through it all, because these places matter, leave them a little better.
The tech might be complex behind the scenes.
But the experience in your hands shouldn't feel that way. It's about clearing away the planning clutter so the foreground, the sunrise, the trail, the conversations can really shine.
So thinking about all this, how design, psychology, and a focus on genuine values can shape our actions. Here's something to consider. How might using a system like this, one designed for truth and intrinsic motivation, help you transform not just how you plan your next trip, but maybe even how you experience the world more broadly?